one out there. We're doing a Zodiac Energy Empowerment Series introduction for you. Those on Facebook, you're jumping in. So I'm gonna go through actually intention. What is your intention for being here?
Just exploring, I guess.
Exploring,
Yeah.
okay.
Just to learn.
To learn, okay.
Exploring for me too.
Okay. Kendall?
To gain knowledge.
Gain knowledge, okay.
Also to learn.
To learn, okay.
I like learning and exploring.
Alright, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna, do we all know the Zodiac signs?
Somewhat.
Somewhat? Okay, I'm gonna write them all on the board, but I'm gonna do it in the model. So we're gonna start off with the zero energy. I start off with Scorpio. This is why. So we have the zero energy, and this is Scorpio. What do we know about Scorpio?
The scorpions.
Scorpions, okay. Ironically, this is the constellation Scorpius.
I was wondering what that was.
I actually am a Scorpio.
Oh.
But the energy of zero is in every single day, every single sign. It's our sacred space. It's also our boundary. It is our transformation. The Scorpio energy holds all of these. So, for Scorpio, we're going to explore this energy of how to create sacred space and how to really allow for our transformation. And by setting an intention for the class, if you end up doing the whole series, it really takes you through each energy and how to transform this sacred space into something. So, we'll put, I'm gonna, actually, on the side here, go like 0, and I'm gonna put, I create sacred space. Then we'll keep it up here. Then, what comes after 0? 1. When we're doing a manifestation, because this is literally how the model works, is we can manifest our dreams through the Zodiac energies. And it's a cool concept. So, what's the first ingredient we need to put in that sacred space? Love. The Leo energy. So, the I love energy. What do we know about Leo?
The lion.
The lion, okay.
So,
The sun. Anyone else?
It's very chill energy.
Very chill.
Very chill, very loving.
Very loving. Leadership. I always think of Gryffindor for some reason.
Gryffindor's lion from Harry Potter.
Right. Or, I don't know why, but King Arthur. He took that leadership role, but he was just chivalrous. There's a lot within these energies. It's not cut and dry. But the first thing we need to do in putting in for our sacred space, that ingredient of love. So let's pretend we're manifesting something. Throw something out there that you want to manifest.
Unlimited happiness
Okay. Unlimited happiness
within myself.
within yourself. Well, got to start with creating the sacred space for that. How would you create that sacred space?
By learning to love myself for who I am.
Okay. When you add that ingredient of love, what would that look like?
Doing things for myself. And taking care of my body and my physical and spiritual needs.
Okay. Then we move into Cancer energy. The 2. we have to set the tone, the feeling. Feeling's a very powerful thing, is it not? It's the Cancer energy is ruled by, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the chakras, but solar plexus. Ironically, Gemini's also, our thoughts. But feelings are very powerful. So put all I feel. What do we know about Cancer?
Nurturing.
Nurturing, okay?
A lot of emotions.
We're in Cancer right now.
Very
If
emotional.
you can't feel it, feel it. All right. Do we know the leading planet of Cancer? The moon. What do we know about the moon? Controls the waters, the tides. It's, again, in the tarot, it's the cups. It is that emotion.
Emotions.
All of that. It's our relationships, right? How we relate and pass those feelings back and forth, like a tide, within your manifestation that you want, your intention. How can you put in the feeling?
Well, you gotta fake it till you make it. So just bring the positive energy and change my thoughts when I'm starting to feel down. Just think of happy things so I can feel those happy things. And I can manifest those happy thoughts into physical things.
So you're setting a new tone, right?
Right.
Okay. It's new vibration.
New vibration, raise that frequency.
Right. So, then we move on to step 3. This is the Sagittarius energy. Fire. The second fire we see in here. Do we know anything about Sag?
I dated one.
You dated one?
And he was an asshole.
Oh boy.
No, he wasn't that bad. But he was very fiery. It's a very passionate sign.
Okay. And that is all about the I believe energy. That's powerful, is it not? Our belief is everything. I always like to think of Sagittarius. I have a Sag rising of like similar to like the Santa Claus energy. I don't know why, but when I take the leap of faith of maybe I don't want to do anything that day and I have to get myself out there. I need to keep moving. I'll go on a journey and not expect anything. And miracles are just starting to attract to me because I believe they could. I believe that letting go is getting out there and taking the journey. It's the fool's journey. It's a really interesting concept. Do we know the leading planet of Sagittarius?
Jupiter.
Jupiter. Jupiter is that same energy. Right now, Jupiter is in Sag, so it's like in its home base. It's a very interesting concept. And right now, I'll throw a little retrograde thing in there. It's all about feeling those magic and miracles, our beliefs in ourselves, and really aligning with that. So, with your manifestation, how can we put in the belief?
I believe everything will get better.
Okay.
I believe that I'll be happier. I believe that everything will fall into place.
But it's an action, is it not? How could you act on that? Because it's a fire sign. It's about, like, you've already set the love, you've already set the feeling. Now you're putting in
The action.
the action.
The action of going to a Zodiac empowerment course.
Okay. I like that. Thanks.
That's one of my first steps.
Okay. Then we move into the Aquarian energy. We're in the age of Aquarius, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like to you?
New beginnings. The Aquarian age just started in 2000.
The what?
The age of Aquarius. So it's basically a new way of thinking.
Right.
It brings a new energy.
Right. And it's all about belonging.
Belonging.
The I belong energy. Like, a lot of times we ask ourselves, where do we belong in this world? The cool thing about Aquarius is it's all about working together. It's an innovative sign. It's about doing things together at a collective, bringing us all to a higher place, shaking things up in a big way, radical change, sometimes stepping outside our comfort zone. Ironically, what I have planned for Aquarius is a laughing meditation. Why? Since you just did a laughing meditation. Was that outside your comfort zone?
Doing a laughing meditation was definitely outside my comfort zone because I felt like I was in the nut house. But then at the end, I felt I was happy to be in this nut house. And I let my ego go and just went with the flow.
Went with the flow. Okay. All right. How could you apply that to your intention? The 4.
By finding more people that I belong with. Like in the spiritual journey, find more metaphysical places to go to and more classes.
Okay. That's a really good one. Finding belonging where you actually belong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I like that.
Where it resonates with the heart.
Ooh. And this is an air sign. So you think of like lightning bolts come from the sky. That's your radical change. Do we know the planet associated with Aquarius? It's the funny one. I'll give you a hint. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Oh, I know.
Mars? I didn't think about that.
So I once got corrected with the pronunciation.
Right.
It's like, it's not like that. It's like, put the whatever. Yeah. So Uranus, they call me Uranus. But I think the other way works too.
Uranus, Uranus, Uranus. Wow, that worked out really well. Thank you. Okay. So then, the 5. Ooh.
It means sky in Greek.
Does it really?
Uranos.
Oh, wow. Cool.
It's Pina.
Well, that's really funny. Okay, I've been researching Greek stuff. That's cool.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So, with the 5, it's our Gemini energy. We have a Gemini here. How is it, the energy of Gemini? Explain it.
I love communication. I love talking.
Now, since you're here, and you're willing to talk, or the I think, I like to put down 2 for this. If you had to explain the Gemini energy on how it would empower someone, what would that be?
Geminis are very hard-headed because we don't know what we want. But once we figure out what we want and we think about it and we communicate it to ourselves, we can go get it. And then nothing will stop us.
It's that inner dialogue.
It's that inner dialogue, figuring out what we want. But once we know what we want, because we're always going to be having both ways, the good and the bad, the black, the white.
And all the in-between, right?
And all the in-between.
Okay. So, within your manifestation, what would you say I communicate or I think looks like?
I communicate would look like telling everyone else what I'm feeling and how I'm on the spiritual journey of happiness and letting everyone else know. And then I'm also going to think about how I can empower myself and what else I'm going to feel and how to get there.
Okay. All right. So there's many communications happening.
Right.
at different levels, even at a spiritual level, right?
Spiritual level, talk to my guides.
Okay. Ironically, what I have planned for Gemini is going to be improv. Geminis are very witty. They're very on top of things. They can come up with things at the top of their hat. So improv is the perfect way to really tap into that energy. What I'm going to be doing during these classes is not sitting here talking. This is the only class that I'm really doing that. We're going to be experiencing these. We're going to be doing things that literally match that energy.
So the classes are more about how each sign feels, the energy?
Yeah. So, what would it feel like to you to do like an improv class?
What do you mean?
Like, what would that put you outside of your comfort zone? Probably.
That'd be fun.
Fun.
Yeah.
So he's trying to get, to tell, is that instead of just learning about each sign, you're going to be feeling the energies of each sign, and he's going to incorporate those into his classes. So it's not going to be him lecturing.
And see,
Well, improv really shows the kind of person you are, because it's quick decisions.
Right.
And we all relate to different people, right? When we were born under the signs of different stars. Not only do we have a sun sign, but we have a Pluto sign. We have a Mars sign.
A Lilith.
A Black Lilith sign. You know, it tells a story and how we relate. And then we also have the energies of today. Like, for instance, we're in Cancer. Anybody feeling emotional? Today is a step 16 day. I'm going to tap into that in a second when we find out all of them. So, let's go to 6. This is Libra. The Libras live out of the heart. Do we know the planet associated with Libra?
Is it Venus?
Venus. It is Venus. And that is like a magnet, like a magnet out there. All right, so the I harmonize. How can you harmonize your intention?
Meditation.
Okay. Bringing it all together, everything that you put the love in, the feeling, the belief, and the action behind that. Your belonging, communication. And now you're harmonizing the whole thing. It's like
An orchestration.
right. It's like music. Think about when you play the perfect chords and how beautifully they blend. That's Libra. We're gonna be able to feel that. Doesn't that sound beautiful? So, let's see here. 7 is the Piscean energy. Do we know anything about Pisces?
Crazy.
Crazy, I love it. Okay. Here's the funny thing. I'll change the link on it. I sense I. What's interesting about Pisces? It goes through the third eye. It's our senses. If we notice, I forgot to put 6 and 7 on here. If we notice, at this point, her manifestation in the works is literally etheric. It has not grounded yet. We have no grounding signs. It's not physical form yet. It's energy, pure energy at this point. This is actually sensing that it's there. Saying, wow, I feel this. Also, what's interesting about Pisces is finding compassion for yourself. Finding understanding. Not being too hard on yourself. So, within your manifestation, at a certain point, it's a journey, right? For your manifestation.
Absolutely.
That doesn't mean everything's going to be happy and joyous along the ride, right?
Right. You have to sense and feel everything that comes around.
Right. That means there's a lot of emotions going on. At some point, you have to be very delicate with yourself, right?
And show compassion to myself and my feelings and my emotions.
That's where it starts to get into, oh wow, I'm really directing this energy towards myself. Does that make sense? And that's really difficult to do sometimes. You're literally looking at a mirror. For Pisces, we're going to be doing mirroring work. And with art. See how that plays out. I don't want to give everything away. Then our first grounding sign comes in with the 8. It's the I decide, or I commit. You have to be able to decide and commit to your manifestation, right?
Right.
A lot of what Capricorn is building a structure, a sound structure for this. So she's already put, like, she's gonna find people to make her feel belonging. She's gonna nurture herself, She's putting all this in, all these ingredients into the sound structure, and she's committing to it. For this class, we're doing yoga. We're going to do yoga because that teaches us a very structured way of committing to something. And sometimes committing to yoga can be difficult if maybe we're not limber enough, right? But there's a huge amount of effort there. But you see the results immediately. Do we not? So how could you commit within your manifestation?
By actually going to each class and staying on top of my meditation, my daily meditations, my daily yoga. Deciding that I'm going to live for me and not let anybody else affect me.
Okay. Now we roll into Aries. 9. Okay. The I act. Can't write apparently. The I am. That's where we see the actualization. Because there's doing. So you actually doing it.
Doing yoga, doing meditation. I'm going to start seeing the progress.
Right. It's a different action because it's a fire sign, right? It's a different action than love, right? That's really a whole different vibration, even from believing. Because this has more so of it still has that thought process to things. This is just the ram. Do we know the leading planet of Aries? Mars. Then we're almost to the end of the model. 10. It's Taurus. The I manifests. And this time we don't put the 10 inside. We would put it on the outside, like that. Why? Because all of this just jumped out into our manifestation. How could you manifest it? You just did. Right? You're actually feeling it. Like it's
living
tangibly there. What's one thing that you can think of with Taurus and feeling something?
My body becoming stronger with yoga each day.
Okay. Ever thought of gardening? It's of the earth. You're literally planting the seeds, watching it grow, and then taking it out. And you have that physical product right there. We can do these with our intentions, with our dreams. I've been using this model for the last 2 years. Will this actually work? It does. Now there's a lot of factors because each day comes with whole new energies. But it's learning to navigate through all of these so that we can live our dreams. Because the last energy is the I become energy, which is Virgo. What's interesting about that, you see the mirror. There's a whole nother product there. Why? Why do we have the 11? Well, our original 1 is the love, right? That love is being mirrored back to us. It is the I become. It's the Mother Nature. It's the goddess. We're showing ourselves the true goddess. You're Virgo?
Yes, I am.
Are you the goddess?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit more about Virgo. The energy you feel.
Very sensitive
Okay.
to everyone and everything. Everything has to be perfect.
The perfectionist.
Yes.
But that's okay, right?
Yes, of course.
That's okay because there's a lot of time. There's a lot of effort being put into the I become. That's the model. Is to become our manifestation. For you, literally, to be joyful. What was the original? How did you put it?
Happiness in myself.
Happiness in yourself. If you went through all of these, took time in each energy, would you feel that?
Absolutely.
Would you become that?
Absolutely.
I can't even explain to you how well this has worked for me with things because I'm standing here right now doing this class. I'm literally becoming what I've set out the intention for. I never thought that I could do this. Like, for real. Like, I had even attempted to do it. And I said, no, I gotta revamp. I gotta make this perfect. But also, we have to be mindful of what Spirit pours into that cup.
Yes. There has to be a balance between all of those.
Balance of all of these. And Spirit is interwoven into every single one.
Yes.
Does anybody have any questions? I know it's a lot to take in.
Well, I guess with your help, we'll be able to take the class to be able to balance by knowing each one of these energies, how to use them.
By actually
Doing
experiencing
yes.
it. Because I don't know about you, but I couldn't I could not keep my attention. Like if I had to do every class like this,
Get bored.
I don't think it would do anything, to be honest with you.
Yes.
I could talk about it all day, but we won't experience anything.
Yes.
How do I talk about sacred space and not create it?
So where can we find where you're going to be holding the classes each week?
Okay, so that's a good question. So I have a Facebook page called Zodiac Energy Empowerment. If you go on there, you can buy tickets for either the series or for each individual class. Or tonight I'm discounting them. And there'll be another opportunity for it as well at the Intuitive Fair. Tonight, I'll give you the original price. The original price for all 12 Zodiac. And of course, at the end, we're going to sum everything up with a beautiful ceremony. Because it'd be fun. And that one's free, of course. But the 12 main courses, like their classes in that course, is $777. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, but when you understand what is being put into it, money's not even a freaking factor at this point. Like, I've noticed that. It's strange. I've even done this with money. It's like, for an individual class, it'll be $65. But again, if you bring a friend, I'll discount it for you. Tonight, it'll be for, if you wanted to just say, hey, I want to do my own Zodiac, it'd be $44 for that class. And to be honest with you, since you guys are here, I'll do the original. Like, I'll do the 44 for any individual class. And for the series, I'll make it 444 instead of 777. I like numbers. And the reason I chose to reduce them down to that is the 4. It's the community. It's the I belong. Us doing this together. You know what I mean? Because not only are you just doing it, you're doing it with everyone who's in the class. And that's a camaraderie thing. I don't know if you all been to camp, you know. How do you feel like when you come out of that? You have a bond,
yes,
right?
Your friends.
Kind of like with the yoga.
Yes.
I mean, the laughter.
Yes.
It's you come out feeling better because someone was there by your side.
That's right.
And that's a beautiful thing.
May I ask you to just write down what was the Facebook?
Yeah.
So that we can.
Can I erase this whole thing, or
Yes, you
do you
can.
need it?
No, I do not.
Okay.
You can-
And again, it's all on there too.
Okay, great.
Well.
Another thing I learned is that I'm gonna go around laughing about everything.
I know. That's literally where I'm at right now.
I'm taking everything so serious,
Right?
like a Virgo.
I mean,
I am going to
serious.
change that. They take life so serious.
Right. What am I right? Zodiac.
Yeah.
Zodiac.
That's right. Yeah.
Energy.
Sure.
I have to run.
All right. See you,
Thank you
Spina.
so much.
Thank you.
See you soon. Bye. Yeah.
Empowerment.
Energy.
At Facebook.
Sorry. It's falling. I don't know if I did that right. Facebook. Or maybe it's backwards. Like maybe it's
Okay,
Facebook
I'll find it.
slash.
They
I
can-
think once you put that in
Yeah,
the
that's what
actual
it
search thing, it will automatically come up. And it's this cool like zodiac sign picture. Just that
Okay.
cool. I really looked for cool images for that.
Yes.
Like for all the different ones.
Okay.
But and of course, throughout this, like when you start, like set an intention for the class. It's like the most important thing. Is our intentions are everything. And when we're mindful of those, we can transform literally anything and everything.
I'm sorry, I also have to leave.
I understand.
Thank you.
You're
I'll see you
welcome.
next week.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll wrap it up on there. Thank you for everyone who joined on the Facebook Live, and if you have any questions, please reach out to me on this page, the Zodiac Energy Empowerment series. I don't know.